if the Americans want to go to war, they should use their troops. They have almost 3,000, 4,000.
They should use their own troops if they want to go to war. That's what he's saying. Don't use the Nigerian troops. They're not the ones that need to go to war with a neighboring country. Hi, hello. I'm going to be doing another commentary. This is my second commentary. I'm going to be doing the Riverboat Brawl. Okay, the Alabama Brawl. Whoa! It said the taxpayer did not sign up for. You wake up every day with viral topics, okay? Then so we have one here where the Swoop Airlines removed black passenger for asking to sit next to their partner.
By the neighbors. It's a fairly new airline, ultra cheap flights, and a sister who was on that flight who travels frequently just wanted to switch places with another passenger so that she could sit next to her husband, and the racism ensued.
As he continues to campaign as a Republican frontrunner.
Hello again. So this is my third commentary. I just started today. Today's August 15, 2023. I'm usually a tarot reader. I have another YouTube channel, okay? But we're going to talk about my commentary at this time. All right, so this is my third commentary. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been using my tarot channel as a way to get my voice out, and I thought that was my niche, but I've been wanting to just talk about things that are viral. I talk to my friends, my family, but I really need, I kept telling myself, why don't I just put it on video, how I feel about these topics, okay? My own channel, you know? So the next one I'm going to be doing, okay, because I did Oliver Anthony when he's talking about working hard, but not getting, I think it's called Rich Men North of Richmond. Okay, I think so. That's what it's called. But I did a video. That's my first video that I did, and then the second video was the Alabama Brawl. Okay, all these are just my opinion. Okay, I play a little bit of the clips about them, and then I give my opinion. Pretty much a reaction video, just like everyone else is doing, just reacting to these videos. That's what I'm really here to do. I've watched hundreds of reaction videos in the past and recently, and I noticed that they've gotten lots of views, okay, and their channels have not been taken down, their content not taken down, they're not stricken. They're doing reaction videos year after years after year. With some content creators, they're doing these reactions to everything, and their channels are still up. So because I've studied that, I know that whatever I'm doing here, should not cause my channel to go down, because it's a reaction video, just like everyone else is doing. Okay, but instead, the visual is far away, okay, but usually people have a green screen, a cut screen. Mine's just here because this is how I want to do mine. This is my original theme. I have my computer here, my other computer, and I just want to chill and just do it my way, okay? Do it my way. Let's see what. I want to do the situation with Niger and the Nigeria situation, right? Niger. Okay. Niger COUP. Niger COUP. 4 days ago, 2 days ago, Niger COUP. Backers march to French army base. I'm going to need someone that's, I'm not sure where I saw. I don't know much about the guy they took out of office, okay? But I just know that if the you see that the majority of them that are on their internet saying, hey, we don't want this guy, that's the people speaking. Whether it's the military or whatever, they're saying it's the military that took it over. But I'm seeing that the people don't want, the people don't want the guy there. Okay, they didn't pick him. I'm saying we're hearing that somebody else put him in place and not them, and so they don't want it. They don't want it. They're the ones that have to endure living in their country with their resources being pillaged, okay? And then they have someone that's sent in and put in place by someone else, okay, that has an agenda. All right, they feel that the other person has an agenda on why they want this person to be their president. And they're not having it. They're not having it, so they want who they want. That's all I can say is they want who they want as their president. It's their country. I'm just going to go to this article. Okay. It says this is Guardian News. I'm just going to go to this. There's not a lot of, this is 5 days ago. Let's turn this down because it's a commercial. Yeah, it's a commercial. And it's the same thing. Everybody just comments on news, pretty much.
Waving Russian flags.
For some coup supporters, the anti-French sentiment is being replaced by pro-Russia messaging.
People really are angry with French. But in their mind, they think that Russian forces can help Niger to better fight terrorism. What happened in Niger is that the President Mohamed Bazoum was overthrown 26th of July by a junta.
So he was thrown on 26th of July. We're just now, everybody's just now really hip on what's happening in Niger. I just heard about it. This was it. Today's Tuesday, so last week. I feel Niger has to do what it has to do. Okay, they don't want that guy. He doesn't even, he's not representing who. He's not representing them in the way that they feel it's for them. That's all I gotta say. I mean, totally, he totally looks like he was put in place. I mean, he doesn't even, they don't even want him, so I feel they since they feel he was put in place and their resources are being drained, they feel like maybe he's there to continue that trend. That's what I'm hearing, is like, hey, they don't want to deal with the French because they've dealt with the French in the past and their land is pretty much going to waste, their resources.
Forces de défense et de sécurité avons décidé de mettre fin au régime que vous connaissez.
Putting an end to the regime of France in their country. So this is the Guardian News. Okay.
We saw a lot of Russian flags, and people asking for Russian forces to come.
Thousands of coup supporters took to the streets of the country's capital, denouncing the former colonial power, France.
French embassy was attacked the day after the coup. They tried to enter in the embassy. And also they put Russian flag on the wall of the embassy just to say to France that we would like Russia to come here. We prefer Russia to you. This is the message. And they are asking for Russian forces to come. They think that Russian forces can help Niger to fight terrorism. Niger faces terrorism from Boko Haram in the east of the country. Niger also is facing terrorist attack from Mali and Burkina Faso, from Islamic State and Al Qaeda. So country is surrounded by a terrorist group.
Sick.
This is due to the fact that France is the country which colonized Niger. People really are angry with France. The first reason is that the people
So they're saying pretty much they're angry because France is their colonizer, and they're no longer interested in being colonized. But they want Russia to come in, and people are saying, "Well, you're just switching one for another," and the history of Russia, when it comes to, well, see, this is also. In my opinion, this is also American history where they tell you what others are doing. So I don't know what to believe. Like, I don't know if Russia has really done some of the things that this country says it's done. Because look at the whole Africa and how they've advertised Africa in this country. They've advertised it as the poorest place. They advertise it as it's disgusting and poor and this, but out of that country, they've made billions of dollars. How do you make billions of dollars out of a poor country? Useless country, as you say, quote unquote, right? It's useless, it's dirty, they stink, they're all this. You're saying all these things about a people that you are reaping from. You're going to take resources from them, but you preach to the people that don't have enough money to see where you're getting your resources from, to travel to see where you're getting the resources from, and you stick other names of other countries on these people's products. You get it from somewhere in Africa, and when you take it, you go and put your own name, or the people you have create something with it. You have them put their name, but you leave the African countries out of it. Where you got the resources? You got the resources from this African country, but nowhere on the label does it say from such and such, or product comes from such and such. The only thing we see is made from such and, made from a country that it's not even from. They get the credit from because it was made there. But the people that the product came from, grew from, they don't get any credit on the label. Okay? And I don't want to go into details about, okay, it's made from where. Yeah, we know everything that we have around our house has one particular country that says made from such and such. You know what country that is. Okay, but some of the stuff that they make are resources that came right from the continent of Africa, but they won't put any African countries on those labels that they put made from that one country that everybody sees on their clothing, their shoes, their food, their bowls, says made from such and such. You know what country I'm talking about. I don't need to say it. You automatically know which country majority of our products say is made from. But those materials don't come from that country. They come from African continents. African countries. The African continent. Okay. Won't give credit to the people that actually grew the cocoa. Okay. Actually have the products that make the phone. The resources come from the ground of these people, but they are nowhere to be found on these labels. They say made from such and such. That's one of the most sickening things that has happened to Africa, only because they had leadership that were being ran by colonizers. This is why we have nepotism. Exactly why. And nepotism is almost the same way as capitalism here. It's the same thing. But anyway, this burn of the flag thing is, it's whatever. And if that's what they feel like doing, but that's not why I did this video. It's because of Nigeria. I wanted to find a video of where Nigeria, and where it talks about Nigeria getting involved. Okay, hold on. No, there's got to be something recent. Something recent. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I watched this one, Voice TV Nigeria. I watched that. This is the one I actually watched. Where it says, okay, hold on. I have to go ahead and turn it down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll turn that down just for a little bit. Okay, so we have the Niger COUP. Nigeria senators finally rejects Tinubu ECOWAS military action. USA can't destroy Africa. That's the title. So that's from Voice TV Nigeria. Okay. And so we're just watching the Nigerian army, but we're watching
what is your opinion on this, sir? Well, thank you very much. I believe that President Tinubu is not president of ECOWAS. I saw a press conference here in Washington, D.C. that the president of ECOWAS have declared that ECOWAS service chiefs should move to war. And that is not Nigeria, but I'm still having my reservation that Nigeria should join ECOWAS to go to war. Because if the Americans want to go to war, they should use their troops. They have almost 3,000, 4,000.
They should use their own troops if they want to go to war. That's what he's saying. Don't use the Nigerian troops. They're not the ones that need to go to war with a neighboring country. That's their neighbor. You got an issue, send your troops. But why would you send your troops? You need to let your troops know why they will be fighting Niger. Why would American troops need to fight Niger? Why would your tax dollars need to go and fight Niger? Because of France? Because France needs to rule Niger? France needs to have a hand in who their president is? Isn't that something that we're not even supposed to be doing, meddling in the elections? They don't want him to be their president. Who the hell picked him then? So what we're hearing is that he was handpicked and put in place. And they say he was picked. And they're saying, no, we didn't pick this and we don't want it. And they're even threatening to take him out if they don't get listened to, pretty much. If you start any wars, they're gonna because he's gonna go anyway. They say if you touch them, they're gonna take what you put in. They want what they want for their country, and that's their right. And I don't see why American troops would need to go fight Niger if that was on the table. Okay, I'm not saying that they've done that. I'm saying if, just like he said, if the United States has a beef with Niger, why are they asking Nigeria to go and do it? This is almost like colonization again, where they have divide and conquer between you and your brother. Having you become a Judas, betray your brother for them. For them. For who? For France? For who? You're going to betray somebody that didn't do anything to you because somebody else has a problem with them. But they have no problem with you. That's the weird part. It would be a form of betrayal because they're neighbors. The Niger and Nigeria are neighbors. They go, they do trade. So what would it look like? They fight each other for someone else that is wanting their way with them. Somebody else has beef, so Nigeria got to fight for your beef? I don't think so. So like he said, why don't you use your own troops? Why do you need Nigeria to do it for you? Because you need brothers to fight. You need both countries to fight each other. It only looks a certain way if you can get these two black countries to fight each other for you. The one that colonized pretty much every country but Ethiopia. And you know why Ethiopia didn't get conquered? It's because no matter what skin tone you are in Ethiopia, you're an Ethiopian. No matter from the highest white to the highest black, you're an Ethiopian. Once you are born of Ethiopian parents, you're an Ethiopian. No matter how high white and how high black you are, you can be as dark as this and as white as the screen here, right? Or the light back there. If you are born from an Ethiopian parent, Ethiopian household, you're an Ethiopian. There's no divide and conquer there. There's no tribalism. Once it's time to fight, we are all Ethiopians. That's how Ethiopians think. This is why they were not able to be conquered. But we have all the tribalism in all these other countries, and they're able to be bought because they're willing to be Judases to each other. This is why they were able to be conquered. Ethiopia, they're a perfect example of what life should be like. Instead of the skin tone, you can have every shade of black and white in Ethiopia and you're still an Ethiopian. That's what I love about Ethiopia. I have a child that's half Ethiopian. I like that. But he looks straight up Ethiopian. He doesn't even look like he's half of me. And he does visit his father and the father's wife. Okay, because we were together before he got married. Okay, so he went from non-traditional to a traditional marriage. Okay. So get it straight. No one messed with anyone's husband here. I was there first. It's just we were not meant to be because we were so different. Okay. But hey, we tried. Okay, what's next?
Thousand troops there in Niger. They don't need to say, we will give you money, President Tinubu, we will give you arms, just go and fight. It is dangerous to fight in our back. then you don't know where this fight will end.
Exactly.
Nobody knows.
What did he
Who will
say?
give you money, President Tinubu, who will give you arms, just go and fight. It is dangerous to fight in our backyard. You don't know where this fight will end. No.
He said, it doesn't, don't listen to them say, don't listen to the West or France say, don't listen, he said, to them saying, we'll give you arms, we'll give you money, just go fight. They're like, no, it is dangerous to fight in your own backyard. You don't know how it's going to end and when it's going to end once you start it. Once you start it, where does it end? This could be another 12, 20 years or so, or decades of destruction, of fighting, and your neighbors and you're in it, they're right in your backyard. You're fighting your own brother for somebody else that don't even have to worry about it. They're living their life, living like, with their investors and yachts and all this stuff. The same people that told you, we got money for you, we got taxpayer dollars to give you, not the taxpayers. We're not going to give the taxpayer back their money. Okay. We told them we're taking it, we're going to take it, we're going to do whatever we want. These are the people that are saying, hey, Nigeria, we got some money and we'll give you weapons. Fight our battle for us against your brother. They don't care about the repercussions of what happens between both of you. That you just destroyed something that didn't need to be destroyed between you, or that didn't need to be a can of worms that did not need to be opened between the both of you. You're not the ones that both had beef. They have beef for you, but you don't have beef with each other. But they're telling you to fight each other for them. That makes sense? Does not make sense. Because who's living the repercussions? Not the investors that gave the money. Not the corrupt individuals. But they know that the backlash and the consequences of both of you fighting. They've seen it in history. They've had black countries fighting each other, Arab and black countries fighting each other. So it's not them that has to deal with the repercussions. It's Nigeria and Niger that would have to deal with the consequences, and probably other situations that may happen with the so-called terrorist groups. Okay. Yeah. That is the audacity. The audacity, knowing that it will cause repercussions that may last for a long time, and then they're going to send themselves in as if they're rescuing when the whole fight was unnecessary. Just to put somebody in place, just to put one person in place, you're going to start a war which will take out a lot more people than one person that you want to sit in a seat. One person you want to sit in a seat, so you're willing to cause a war which will kill many. Now, who really wants to, who's really benefiting from this, and who's really caring about who? Because obviously they don't give a damn about you. They don't care if many die to get what they want. And that's to put that person back into the president's seat in Niger. One person. They're willing to bring an army and give weapons to Nigeria to go take out a lot of people. But what I'm hearing is that Nigeria is like, no, but I don't know, these countries, these African countries, kind of iffy on who they're really, for, We'll see in the future what Nigeria does, but I hope that it is stupid. I hope they don't do it. Hope they don't go and fight Niger. That's weird. if they, it's like, it's one person. That's what's getting to me. Is that they want one person to get this seat. And if that one person doesn't get this seat, they say, we're going to send an army. We're going to have Nigeria. We're going to send an army. We're going to arm them with weapons. How many people is thousands of weapons going to kill? Is it one? Did they plan on taking one person for the one president they want to replace? Or is it many to get their point across that you better put this person back into office or we're slaughtering a lot of people? That's their point. Who is really loving who here? They're willing to take out a lot of people just to put somebody in place that they chose to put back in place. Telling Niger, put this person back in place or we're going to tear y'all up in a war. Over one person. Who's really benefiting, and why do they really want this done so badly that they're willing to let a lot of people die to put this one person into office? Willing to take a lot of lives. That's what an army is for. Army is not to take out one person. A whole army is not to take out one person. You give weapons and put troops and start having troops prepare for battle. Troops don't prepare for battle for one person. Is it the president that they don't want, that they took out, that they imprisoned or whatever? Are you wanting to go after one person that's not for this one person? No, that's not what their army is for. The army is to take out as many people as they can until they get their point across to put this one person back into office. They don't care about Nigeria. They don't care about Niger. They don't give a damn about both of y'all. Y'all black. They don't care. Y'all have puppets. They definitely like that. They don't care about both of y'all. They don't care the repercussions of what happens after you start this battle. They don't care. Their point is to get across that, hey, whoever we pick, you better let them sit in office or else. Or we're going to turn your brother against you. Yeah. All right, so that's it. That's all I wanted to say because the video is going to get longer if I don't. But he's pretty much said what I was. What is his name? Did they even say his name?
Good day, Your Excellency. The news got to us today that the.
Said good day, Your Excellency. So I don't know who he is, but this is on Voice TV Nigeria, and I did tell you the title. So that's about it. That's my little spill on how this is disappointing. I just don't think Nigeria should do it. Let them fight their own battle. You know, all these sanctions and all this stuff just lets you know their true motives. They don't give a damn about those people, whether they eat, whether their children have food. And these are the same people that come out talking about humanitarian purposes. They know what sanctions do. They know what sanctions do. It deprives you of resources that people have been depending on after you reaped you took out their resources, labeled it whatever, didn't tell anyone it came from them so they wouldn't get all the money they deserve for their products. Now you are mad and you sanction them. You know it's going to cause problems when it comes to food if they were dependent on other countries neighbors or other countries from overseas to bring them food because they're standing up for themselves. You're saying, I'm not going to give you food because you've made it where they now depend on you. Just like the grocery stores. If you don't know how to farm and you haven't farmed for years, you never were taught in school how to farm. You never, it's like everything you were never taught to do, to cook, to farm, to raise a baby, okay? None of these things you're really taught in school, okay? So when these things are put onto you where you have to do it yourself, let's say a mom was pregnant and she was, driving from one city to another, and it would be like 300, 400 miles, and she wanted to visit family, maybe, or visit family, and then she did not expect that the baby would be coming early, maybe weeks early. So she's by herself in the car and she's driving on the road, right? What does she do if there's no hospital for a long time? There's no exits that say there's a hospital, right? And the baby, she's getting contractions and the baby's ready to come out. Quick action. She's got to start thinking, what do I do? What do I do? Trying to look for things in the car. Maybe trying to wave people down. But there's some roads where you won't see people for a while. And then when you wave people down, maybe someone may not stop. What do? She's going to have to improvise, find a way. Okay? Because especially if you haven't been trained on how to deliver a baby if you had to in case of emergency. No one's training anyone in the school systems as well. There's no classes for that. That's mandatory. In case of emergency. No, because they want you to depend on their hospitals and don't even try, it's like wanting you to depend on them and then putting things in place so you have to depend on them. It's just like gardening, okay? If the stores shut down suddenly and you don't have a garden in the backyard, where are you going to get your food? You weren't taught it in school. You never really thought it was something you need to pay attention to because you've been going, the grocery stores have been easy to access. Deliveries are easy to access. Now there's nothing. What do? You don't have a garden in the back. Where's the food going to come from suddenly? These are the things that you have to think about when you become dependent. The thing I'm trying to say is that they become so dependent on the West and France and all these people doing for them because they were colonized. And so now these people know that they're dependent on them. They put sanctions on them when they want to, knowing these people will need them. And they know these people don't have the resources. They've already checked it out. Okay, they have pawns in there. They have people in there that are making sure they see if something's producing and they want to reap it. Okay, so they know the land very well, and they know what's in it and what's not in it. Okay, I think I was supposed to pause that. What happened there? Skip. Okay. Well, it's playing in the background, but you can't really see much, so, and plus I turned it down, so you can't really hear it, can't see it. I mean, you can't really see it, it's kind of blurry, so it's pretty good. Okay, so as I'm talking, it's just playing in the background. But being ready is what Niger is going to have to do. They're going to have to just start from scratch. Get the president they want, which they've picked. They've decided this is what they want. And then guess what? Start doing what you have to do, because these people are playing games with y'all's lives. And then they want to make sure they turn people against you, like your neighbors, your friends, your family members. These tactics they've been using for so long. These are the tactics they have been using to colonize places, gentrify places. Okay? They used your own, and by the time you realize it and your own realizes what's happened, it's too late. Right now, there are places where you are being gentrified and your own people are in that part of the crew, are with the crew that's gentrifying you because maybe they don't like you, and so they're willing to help sabotage you. And then when they turn around, they realize they've lost something too, because while they were sabotaging you, they didn't realize they were sabotaging themselves too, because the same people that attacked you and had them attack you is going to one day attack them. It probably already is. It's just they're not seeing the chess moves. All they see is you. You're right there. And they're like, oh, this is easy picking. But they don't see what's over here. They don't see what's behind you. Because once, let's say this is that bishop, right? That knight we were talking about, right in front of the bishop. We have a bishop here, we have a knight here, and we have a bishop here. The bishop is them taking from this bishop. So this bishop here sees you. They're like, oh, this is easy picking. I'm going to go ahead and take this. So they take you. So now you're out of the way. They removed you. You're gentrified. But look, lo and behold, there's a bishop saying, hey, I want what you got. So they take they take what they take from the person that took from you. So if Nigeria was to help Niger, Niger, okay, Nigeria starts getting backlash and now is possibly hated by others, and others feeling and calling them a traitor. Now the backlash is them getting a consequence they did not see or did not expect. But I think they expected, because history has shown that current energy shows that it's better that the wiser choice is that they don't show that they're against their brother. That's their current energy. You just stick with your brother, okay? Because the last time history's shown that when you don't stick to each other, you divide, and there's someone that's going to conquer. Okay. You move out of the way of being a buffer for your brother, which is a neighbor country. Nigeria staying put and say, hey, I don't want nothing to do with this. You may get backlash from the people that try to get you to turn against your brother. But who cares? You still got your brother. Your brother can defend you. They know that when they needed you to have their back, you had their back, and you did not betray them for somebody that was trying to tear them down. That's how I see it. So the best choice would be for Nigeria to just stand down, leave it alone. It's not their fight. That's somebody else asking them to fight for them. Anyway, I think I've said everything. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, okay. If I had anything else to say about it, I'll do another commentary on Nigeria and Niger. Okay. I keep wanting to say Niger, but it's Niger. All right, then I'll talk to y'all later.